So I'm noticing these interesting patterns with this whole YouTube experience. So the first thing that I noticed is that everything now is becoming a lot more like effortful, if that makes sense. Like at first, it all felt effortless because like I was just beginning out. So when I first started to exercise, I had noticed that the first couple days were easy. They were easy, and especially the first day, it was like hard doing the exercises, but like I thought it was hard in that moment. You know what I mean? And as soon as I got it over with, then I realized that it wasn't that bad. The worst part was just like being sore. But as time went on and I had to keep showing up to exercise, I noticed that a new trend took over. That it was just difficult for me to continue to keep to get started, if that makes any sense. So once I got going, like after 5 minutes, it became easier. But the hardest part for me was like getting started. So if I were to compare it to anything, it's like whenever you're going to, like, if you guys have ever jumped into a cold pool, like a cold swimming pool. And the reason is like when you're standing there, like you know it's gonna be cold, so you kind of like hesitate and you try to work yourself up to like jump into the water of it being cold. But then after you're in there for like a minute or so, then that coldness feeling, that overbearing feeling goes away. And that's the same thing that's happening to me now. So now it's a little bit more difficult for me to get started. Like when I was first doing it, I would do it at earlier times, but now I'm leaving this until the end of the day because like I'm constantly thinking like, what am I going to talk about? And some days were not that bad, like some days I came here and sat here and then just talked, and it just happened. And the reason I don't really like scripting my stuff is because like I feel myself coming off more authentically, if that makes sense. So after I talk and I replay it back to myself, then like I resonate with that guy. But when I script the stuff, then I kind of feel like it was more so like rehearsed. I want to learn how to make something rehearsed look like it was like this, like non-scripted and like an accident. But of course, like this is all teaching me to not worry so much about the mistakes, not worry so much about the ahs, and stuff like that, or what I'm actually going to talk about. So, what I usually just do is just rant, man, and then just try to see what the main theme is. And I know the main theme is usually about something that I've been going through. So, the main thing that I've been going through lately is I had gained a lot of weight after I got out of the military, and I had to use a sleep apnea mask because apparently I stopped breathing at times at night. And the whole reason I found out about that whole ordeal was that I was finding myself getting a lot more tired than I had ever been in my life. So, and I was sleeping a lot. And when it started becoming a problem, it's when my sleeping schedule became erratic. Like sometimes I would sleep all the way, like all day long, and then be up for a couple hours at night and then go back to sleep and then like sleep a lot. I was constantly sleeping like 16 to 18 hours a day. So then I realized that something was wrong there. So I talked to my doctors about it, and they did blood work, and they're like, "Well, you're fine, but let's have you do a sleep study." Did the sleep study, and then they told me that I stopped breathing at night because I had gained, I think, 70 pounds since I got out of the military. And when I was in the military, like, man, I was always working out. So, and always in the gym. It was just like the thing to do. I wasn't so focused on like improving intellectually or like learning like literature, stuff like that. I was just like more about, as soon as I was done doing my regular work, we would get up at 4:15 in the morning and go for a run or whatever exercise we had for the day, but it was almost always running. So we would go on runs. It could range anywhere from like 3 to like 6 miles. and then I would wait until I was off work and then go to the gym for another 2 hours. So and the only place we could eat really is like the chow hall, which is like our like cafeteria basically, and all the choices there are all healthy alternatives to what you would normally eat. And man, I miss that. I miss that you could just go in there and that the healthy food is already prepared and you just tell them what you want and it's made, and then you just go sit down, eat it, and then somebody else washes your dish. Like, I never realized how much time that actually took out of my regular day. And not to mention like having to go to the store, buy the stuff, come back, like prepare it, cook it, prep it, package it like in meals and stuff, and like leave it prepackaged. That's what we've been doing lately. I think for like a month I've been meal prepping. So yeah, all that whole process is so time consuming. I never realized that. But man, I forgot what I was talking about, to be honest. But oh yeah, so sleep apnea is it's like so I was sleeping a lot and stuff like that, and I had the machine but wasn't using it, and I was just trying to exercise to lose the weight. So now fast forward 6 months later, 6.5 months later, until 4 days ago, I've been using the sleep apnea mask, and I feel like I've been getting more tired, which my doctor told me that that was to be expected, that I would be more tired in the beginning, and then after that, that it would start getting better. But even though I eat healthy and even though I exercise like an hour of hard cardio and then walk my dogs, like I only lost 17 pounds in that time. And that's a little bit of weight for me because last time when I had done this and I had got a little bit overweight, like 30 pounds, I had lost those 30 pounds in a month. But granted, I was 140 around that time, and I had gained the weight to 170. So, hi, Bobby. What are you doing? Sorry about that. My nephew came in and he kind of needed my attention, so I was spending it with him for the time being. So it's been 2 hours since that happened, or 2 or 3 hours, something like that. But time flies, man. The biggest thing I have to keep reminding myself when I look back on this video is just to remember that life is better spent sacrificing it for other people, especially like children, you know. Their whole life is shaped from what I've read from research studies up to the I guess age 9. That's when someone is fully matured. So anything that you've ever done with them or to them or whatever is now in their subconscious mind, and it is running them, and it's gonna dictate the way that they spend the rest of their life. And I wish that that I could have somehow influenced my way of thinking when I was young, because I felt like if there was someone that would have just tried a little bit harder, that maybe I wouldn't be as damaged as I am today. And granted, I'm not that bad. Like, I look at other people and there's always someone else that is worse than you. But I would have liked to be better than I am now. So a lot of the things that I'm going through now is just trying to rewrite and reprogram everything that was put in there when I was a child, and all the things that I had no control over. So I'm trying to change myself so I can be a better example, especially to my nephew who just came in here, and he looks up to me, obviously. I mean, I live, we all live together in the same house, but my room is the furthest away. So he has to go through a lot of effort to get into my room, and I want to do that same effort and give back to him so that I could become every day better and better, even if it takes a whole year. This is my first time doing anything like this, man, talking into a camera, or even just taking a picture of myself for a thumbnail or something like that. And it's been weird because it's been something that I've never done. And but it's a good experience altogether because I'm growing, in anything you do, pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. That's why I think I hit that, the going up. Like if I was hiking or whatever, like now I'm going up the hills part of it. It just became so hard so fast because I don't know where to take it, and I've never done anything like this before, and there's not like I have any guidance at all. So I'm just trying to do what I think is right and just keep practicing and just keep trying to be myself authentically, as I've said before. So now I feel like I'm just going in circles, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it short here. I just wanted to upload something for today. I had left it until the very last thing I have to do. It's about to be, well, it's 12:20 now in the nighttime, midnight. So I need to upload something just to keep it going, and hopefully it'll be better down the line, man. I don't expect for anyone to love these or whatever, but I expect for myself to improve, and that is a lot more realistic. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Rugal out. Peace out.